Calling to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting for Tuesday, January the 9th, 2018. Clerk, would you please call the roll?
Calling the roll, Mr. Gallagher. Here. Mr. Schron. Here. Ms. Conwell. Here. Mr. Jones. Here. Ms. Brown. Here. Ms. Simon. Here. Ms. Baker. Here. Mr. Miller. Here. Mr. Tuma. Here. Council President Brady. Here. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, is there any public comment related to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Reverend Pigney Butts.
Good evening, everybody. Happy New Year from the Gregorian calendar. And I hope everyone's well, and I hope I had a good New Year kicking in this year. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Reverend Pamela M. Pinkney Butts. And some of the work I do is fighting for the rights of women. And this is some of what I did last year. Resolution, I'm going to start backwards first. And I just want to say to Moselle Jackson for the Board of Developmental Disabilities, you'll be in my prayers this year because you have a lot of work to do. And there are still some solutions that need to be addressed, not through always medicating people with the drugs that are on the market. There are other options available, and the church is available to assist you with that. For Resolution 2018-02, I thank you, council members, for including the word public in the renaming of this entity, because the public voice has been silenced, and prayerfully this year people from the public will come forward more often to address our concerns instead of sitting back on the backdrop complaining about what you're not doing, and I appreciate you for doing that. For Resolution 218-003, I'm asking you once again, would you please break down the language? When you say various departments, general departments, and you have general vague language like that, there are people who would like to be here but cannot be here and still need explanations on where the dollars are going and what is making sense out of your exchanging the funds. For 2018-05, with the disproportionate issues that are taking place in terms of crime, missing bodies, and some other concerns, there are still racial overtones involved between what some would call Seleucids or white people, black people, multiracial people, and other races. And I'd like for some more explanation to be done in this resolution 2018-05, where the court security officers at the Sheriff's Department will be allocating this funding and what will actually take place. Because right now we're in a position where we have a leader preparing us for war in this country. And I would like to know what is going to happen with this money and how these families are going to be affected, whether it be on a private sector or a public sector. For Resolution 218-006, these cameras, when you give cameras to people in law enforcement or in government agencies, the people who are on the cameras don't have access to the files and the records and information. For instance, when you have something like in law enforcement and there's a camera, the person who is arrested or whatever does not have access to those records so that they have a voice. And I did have other concerns for the other resolutions, and I guess I will have another time to do that. Thank you very much, and God bless you. And I'll be back for the non-agenda items.
Thank you. All right. Could we have a motion to approve the minutes for December 28, 2017 special meeting?
So moved.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. I'm sorry. Councilwoman Baker abstains. The minutes are approved. Is there a message from the county executive?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. Our county is making great progress. We're facing our challenges and tackling them head-on, whether it's quality health care, pre-kindergarten education, infant mortality, or the opioid crisis. To continue our great progress, we'll be asking the council and the citizens of Cuyahoga County to support a renewal of the Health and Human Services levy. The renewal means no increase, no impact on your taxes for the next 4 years. It means we will work even harder to do more with what we have to continue the services and support for children, for seniors, and anyone in the county who may need help. The people of Cuyahoga County have demonstrated their compassion and generosity by supporting the levy for years, assuring that anyone in any municipality within any zip code of any race, religion, or gender has access to the services that strengthen our residents and prepare people to support themselves and their families. The legislation that Council President Brady and I are bringing before Council does two things. It declares the necessity of asking the voters to renew the levy, and it allows us to put it on the ballot for consideration on the May 8th primary election. I ask for your support. Thank you.
Thank you. And we are walking on the two resolutions for the renewal of the Health and Human Service levy in accordance with Rule 6B of County Council Rules. I'm asking for a motion to add resolution number 2018-0014 and 2018-0015 to the agenda as additional items after number 10B for consideration for first reading and referral to committee.
So move.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. Item number 9, legislation introduced by the council, consideration of resolutions of council for first reading and adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2018-0001, authorizing a contract with MIDA Marketing in the amount not to exceed $32,500 for professional communication services for the period December 1, 2017 through December 31, 2018.
All right. Is there any discussion on this matter? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Excuse me, Mr. President, we needed a motion and a second.
Well, then we'll get one.
All right.
I'll make a motion. You'll second it? All right. There you go.
Resolution number 2018-0002, amending Rule 12G, Standing Committees of the Cuyahoga County Rules of Council by changing the name of the Council Operations and Intergovernmental Relations Committee to Council Operations, Intergovernmental Relations, and Public Transportation Committee.
To that.
Been moved and seconded.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman.
my colleagues, I'd like to thank Council President Brady, Councilpersons Conwell and Baker for helping to implement the Transportation Committee's recommendation to expand the scope of the Council Operations Committee to include public transportation, tracking the committee's recommendation. This will provide an ongoing center where County Council can continue work in this very important area. Thank you.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of resolutions for first reading and adoption under suspension of the rules. I need a motion to suspend the rules.
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Seconded. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. Rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2018-0003, amending the 2018-2019 biennial operating budget for 2018 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations, for appropriation transfers, and for cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. President, my colleagues, I would like to move a substitute.
All right. Second.
And what the substitute does is that it simply makes a technical correction so that the amount transferred from the MCO transition fund to the general fund corresponds to the amount that was agreed to in the biennial budget.
Any questions? All those in favor of accepting the proposed substitute, say aye.
Aye,
Those opposed, ayes have it. Substitute is accepted.
Mr. President. On the merits, the main purpose of this fiscal resolution is to implement appropriations and transfers that were provided for in the recently passed biennial budget, such as for debt service for the Global Center, the hotel redevelopment bonds, and the Western Reserve Fund. It includes a $1 million transfer for the county's educational assistance fund, the $4 million transfer from the MCO transition fund to the general fund, and the annual reserve for the 27th payroll. In addition, $3,497,000 of the $7.8 million total project cost for the solar array project that has not yet been spent is carried over from 2017 to 2018, but this does not require any additional money. I ask for support on first reading suspension.
All those in favor of adopting the resolution on its merits as substituted, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. Resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2018-0004, approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and excavating, building material, construction drivers, racetrack employees, public employees, manufacturing, processing, assembling, and installer employees. Local Union number 436, affiliated with International Brotherhood of Teamsters, representing approximately 10 employees in the classification of Deputy Dog Warden at the Department of Public Works, Division of Animal Shelter, for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2020, directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated.
Move to adopt. Been moved and seconded. Any discussion? We discussed this in executive session. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2018-0005, approving an amendment to a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and International Union, United Automobile, Aerospace, and Agricultural Implement Workers of America, UAW Region 2B, and its local number 70, representing approximately 10 employees in the classification of Court Security Officer at the Sheriff's Department for the period January 1, 2016 through December 31, 2018, to establish terms of the wage reopener for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2018, and to modify Article 12, directing that funds necessary to implement the amendment be budgeted and appropriated.
Second. Any discussion? All those in favor, we discussed this as well in the executive committee. All those in favor say aye. 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 All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2018-0006, amending resolution number 2017-0040, dated March 28, 2017, which made awards to various municipalities and nonprofit organizations for various projects in connection with the 2017 Community Development Supplemental Grant Program for the period April 1, 2017 through December 31, 2017, by rescinding the award to Campus District Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $4,450 for the purchase of a camera, and by changing the total amount from $998,966 to $994,516.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, is someone here to explain why the camera got taken out of Campus District?
Welcome. Did you hear the question?
I did. Good afternoon. It's Ken Surratt from the Department of Development. The request actually came from the campus district to rescind the grant.
Okay, thank you.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2018-0007, making an award on requisition number 40411 to project management consultants in the amount not to exceed $800,000 for owners' representative services in connection with the Justice Center Complex project for the period February 1, 2018 through January 31, 2020.
All right, this will be referred to public safety.
Resolution number 2018-0008, authorizing a revenue-generating utility agreement with City of East Cleveland for maintenance and repair of storm sewers, sanitary sewers, and water lines located in County Sewer District number 24.
This will also be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2018-0009, authorizing a revenue-generating agreement with Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority in the amount not to exceed $1,334,000 for sanitary and storm sewer maintenance and other services at various facilities located in Cuyahoga County for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2024.
Referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2018-0010, authorizing the use of a portion of the proceeds of the Cuyahoga County Sales Tax Revenue Bond Series 2014 County Facilities Improvement in an aggregate principal amount not to exceed $24 million for the purposes of paying certain costs of demolition of blighted and nuisance properties and making grants therefor, authorizing other actions related to the use of such proceeds.
Refer to Finance.
Resolution number 2018-0011, authorizing an economic development fund place-based mixed-use loan in the amount not to exceed $2 million to Cleveland Euclid Hotel Associates for the benefit of the Cleveland Athletic Club reuse project located at 1118 through 1148 Euclid Avenue, Cleveland.
Refer to Economic Development.
Resolution number 2018-0012, making an award on requisition number 38826 to University Hospitals, Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital in the amount not to exceed $2,400,000 for health care and management services at the Juvenile Court Detention Center for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2019.
Refer to Public Safety.
Resolution number 2018-0013, authorizing an agreement with Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities in the amount not to exceed $1,200,000 for individual options waiver eligibility verification services for reimbursement of Medicaid home and community-based services for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2019.
Refer to Health and Human Services.
Reading into the record, resolution number 2018-0014, a resolution declaring the necessity of submitting to the electors of Cuyahoga County the question of a renewal levy of 3.9 mil Health and Human Services levy for the purpose of supplementing general fund appropriations for health and human or social services for a period of 4 years outside the 10 mil limitation in accordance with the provision of section 5705.191 of the Ohio Revised Code and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. This legislation is sponsored by County Executive Budish and Council Members Brady, Miller, Conwell, and Jones.
Refer both of these resolutions to the Health and Human Service Committee.
And resolution number 2018-0015, a resolution determining to proceed with submitting to the electors of Cuyahoga County to renew an existing 3.9 mil Health and Human Services levy for the purpose of supplementing general fund appropriations for health and human or social services for a period of 4 years outside the 10 mil limitation in accordance with the provisions of section 5705.191 of the Ohio Revised Code and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. This legislation is sponsored by County Executive Budish and Council Members Brady, Miller, Conwell, and Jones.
Health and Human Services.
Mr. President,
Yes, Councilman.
could you add me to the,
Please add Councilman Gallagher to the resolution, and also add Councilman Schwann's name to the resolution. Also add Councilwoman Simon to the resolution.
Add my name too, please.
Too much?
Okay, why don't we just add, let's just add all the names of the council members. If anybody decides differently, they can let you know.
Okay, will do.
Okay. Consideration of a resolution for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2017-0229, confirming the county executive's appointment of Moselle T. Jackson to serve on the Cuyahoga County Board of Developmental Disabilities for the term January 25, 2018 through January 24, 2022.
Been moved and seconded. Councilwoman, nothing? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Right. Miscellaneous committee reports. Why don't we start? Well, where do we need to start? We need to start with Health and
Health and
Human Services.
Human Services, January 9th at regular time, 1 o'clock. Not January 9th, I apologize. Today is January 9th.
1 o'clock.
17th.
17th, thank you, Jean.
Economic Development, with the holiday on Monday, we'll be meeting on Thursday of next week at 3 o'clock.
All right.
Safety Tuesday, 1 o'clock.
Public Works will be the 17th as well.
And Finance and Budget will meet on the regular holiday schedule, Thursday, the 18th at 1 o'clock, and we will include the item that was referred, and also we will have the quarterly review on the ERP project at that time.
All righty. Any other miscellaneous business before the council? Hearing none. Is there any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Reverend Pinckney Butts.
Good evening again. And I'm looking forward to us having a good year this year. And I just want to just send a plug out for you all this evening. Whether anybody's looking at this via your electronics or paper or however you're doing it, this council today in these resolutions has addressed hospitalization, transportation, sanitization, and many other factors that are impacting your life. Take time to see what they're doing and what they're working on. I've been attending RTA meetings, board meetings for over 15 years now, and the council needs your help. Not your criticism, but your help. We have our battles down here, but they need your help. I'm Reverend Pamela M. Pinckney Butts, and it also addressed incarceration, and I do hope that you all will help the city of East Cleveland this year. They do need the help. I used to live in East Cleveland also. I probably have been everywhere on the map. One of the events I'm having at my church, I am running for the United States House of Representatives for this 2018 election. I am a candidate, and one of my key concerns is domestic violence. And all of the areas that you covered today are impacted by domestic violence. I came out alive. I don't know how, but I am having an event, and the information is also on social media, and the council members will have the information. This is a pivotal piece to get you involved with the council and embrace them and engage with them, befriend them, because they do a lot of work. Last year, I did do the invocation and the opening speech for the National Women's March. And I want you all to work with the people. I can't emphasize that enough. And this is my information for my candidacy. And I lived through all this so I can help you all live through all of this. And I just wanted to just share that with you, because all this is very, very real. I'm also having a birthday celebration for an evangelist by the name of Evangelist Scott. Her husband is the pastor of Liverpool Baptist Church. And we meet every Friday at Rock Hill Missionary Baptist Church, the Faithful Few. And I just want to honor another woman of God this year. Her birthday is the 23rd, and my youngest son's birthday is the 24th. And I want us to pull together God and government. Let's pull this together. And it's been a pleasure meeting you all. Very interesting. And I just look forward to us having a blessed and a prosperous new year. And I pray that your families are well. Thank you.
Ms. Fran Mensch.
Before I begin, Ms. Simon, did you have something that you wanted to? No, I've got this out. Oh, you did? Okay, thank you very much. I would like to make two remarks. The first one I'm making on behalf of the Sierra Club. And Ms. Simon does have a copy of this request that you sign on, the Ohio chapter. Jen Miller is making the request that you sign on to oppose the Ohio Legislature Senate Bill 210. This is the legislation in which they are preempting the right of any city or county to legislate about plastic bags or carry out food containers. So essentially, they must have caught wind of the plastic bag legislation. I hope that you will sign on to this opposition because this is a perfect example of nanny government trying to take control. And the other thing, the other issue, I think, is that you will be responsible for managing the solid waste that these bags create and the carryout creates. And I would hope that you revisit. I know that Ms. Simon's legislation, or not just Ms. Simon's, Mr. Miller's, and I think some others of you spoke about the plastic bags, or the legislation that speaks to trying to reduce the plastic bag use. I hope you will continue to work on that. I know it's very difficult, but I hope you will continue to work on that for the sake of our entire community, the solid waste management. The landfills are filling up as we speak, and also for the sake of the Great Lakes. You will send a really positive message about our community. Just to remind you, the Great Lakes have 84% of North America's surface freshwater, and I got this from a reliable source, 21% of the world's supply of surface fresh water is in the Great Lakes. So I really ask you, our community asks you to address this issue and begin working on this. So thank you. And I know Ms. Simon will talk with you about that. The other issue I want to speak about does not from Sierra Club. My friend Kathy, I guess she didn't make it yet, but I want, pardon me? Oh, good. She snuck in, okay. She wants to talk about Nela Park, but this builds on what Pastor Pinckney Bells spoke about East Cleveland. We are very concerned about Nela Park. I live in Cleveland Heights. I'm extremely concerned about East Cleveland, and how it's pulling down our local area, but having tremendous impact on the people who live there. Here's the reasons. Nela Park, by the way, is a tremendous opportunity for you to begin to create some kind of, or encourage or support the market there for the development of that land in University Circle. So Kathy will speak with you more about Nela Park. This is the property that belongs to GE. But not to be too disjointed, but East Cleveland, one of the problems with East Cleveland, the Arco Dump, this land was given to East Cleveland City Council. They sold it for $120,000. It became a toxic dump and will cost all of us over $6 million to clean up. The Metro Park there could be a tremendous boon to that area. If it was turned into a Metro Park, the Forest Hills Park, that could be a tremendous boon to the people who live there. I know they want to hold control, but would really help them. And the other thing is, I draw your attention to, and this is not sensationalism, this is based on an algorithm. And if you're familiar with the article from last February in the Plain Dealer by Rachel Dishel, could an algorithm help detect serial killers in Cleveland? The Murder Accountability Project, they crunched the numbers of all the FBI data, and they mapped, if you go to this article online, they'll show you the maps. They mapped where there are 2 areas in which the algorithm indicates there are serial killers. One is in the East 93rd area.
Thank you very much.
And the other one is along Euclid Avenue in East Cleveland. So for those of us who live in that area, we're very concerned about our safety, and this is a great opportunity that you have. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ms. Kathy Schaefer.
Good evening. Yeah, how do you approach a giant corporation and ask them what they're going to do with their historic, beautiful green space that's been there over 100 years, and et cetera. You go to county council, that's what you do, and just kind of ask for some help. I'm coming here tonight to see if the county council is aware of the sale of GE's Nela plant in East Cleveland. This is 93 acres of space up against 9 Mile Creek, an important watershed to Lake Erie, currently being restored with historical significance. Collection of Georgian-style buildings could be a great opportunity for something. Let's not, I hate to see something like this lost, and I'm kind of trying to chat it up now. We would like to see if the county would approach GE to see if the sale will consider its historic integrity with what they plan to do with it. Hate to see a big box store there. I have contact Ohio History Connection, NOACA, Metro Parks. I don't trust them. I don't trust them, and I don't totally trust East Cleveland. I mean, they have a lot of problems. It's one of the poorest cities in the state, and what could happen is mind-boggling. That's about all I have to say. Oh, I just have a little handout here. My favorite picture, Albert Einstein visiting Nela Park. How about that? So, a lot of history there.
Just give it to the clerk. Thank you very much.
And the final speaker is Ms. Liu.
Good evening. Good evening. Happy New Year's to all of us. We survived last year, now we are in 2018. In light of some of the important subjects a few ladies already brought up, I did talk to Ms. Simon. That particular hearing she had, I couldn't attend, but I watched that 3 times online. I really had a problem with how those lobbyists really neglect the moral or ethical issues, and they wanted to go against our environment. And this is something really bad. However, now we have another good area. It's a good asset for the whole county as a park. That's a treasure. However, our transportation system is not helping. We have a good lake. If we restore, not only we have safe drinking water, that's a good area for family all year round to have different activities. Same thing with this nice park. However, transportation system has been fooling us. On January 1st, 7 p.m., I actually, under severe weather, I actually made it to City Hall to see Ms. Hairston swearing in as a city councilman. The county right now will start helping all the people in the county. Unfortunately, we know Mr. Jackson doesn't consider transportation is a high priority. However, our economy, our education, everything all ties to this transportation. So I went there to see Mr. Hairston and to make sure that we will have a strong allies in the city council. This transportation problem, if not solved, believe me, we will have more homeless people and more homeless issues. Thank you for your help. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, is that it? All right. Well, if there's no more business before the council this evening, we are adjourned.